at least he's, while not on the job, he's training.
Oh, my cousin got him going. Good.
Yeah.
That's legit. That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
I mean, shout out to your cousin. That's so he's built up a name for himself.
Yeah. He's been out there.
Nothing new here. Dogs fighting, playing. Don't want to be saying the wrong thing, getting people on the tiff. It's FIFA sessions here at Rose City Sports Talk. Yeah. Bryce, Trost, Anwar, Jones. And we're on Instagram playing some FIFA. Slide over, give us a subscribe, a like, a follow, share, a comment, blah, 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 blah. That's at Rose City Sports Talk 503. You can quote me on that. Yeah, you can quote me on that. You getting that lineup straight? My lineup straight. It's ready to go. Yeah. Leg one. We usually play 2 legs every day. Today it's the.
What's wrong? Like I'm trying to go for it won't go.
You gotta stop. You gotta stop.
It's going through everybody, but
what's up? Your game? You broke it?
Look, it won't go. It's going everywhere else. Oh, bro.
Okay, back out. Try it again. Team management. Yo, this Sony. I don't know about this. I'm ready to go. Is it letting you go?
He's gonna be my center mid.
I mean, it's pretty much it's a done deal, anyways. It's a done deal, anyways.
I lost 5-1 on that. I'm losing 5-1 on that. Yeah, right now.
It's not much of a competition over here.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was nice.
The competition I want to talk about is stiff competition over there in the Eastern Conference.
Eastern Conference. Yeah, you talking about 1, 2, and 3?
1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 teams.
I mean, I'm 4.
And that's no disrespect to Indiana.
Hold up. Yeah, I was gonna say. You gotta clarify because technically, right now, 1 and 2 is still Bucks, Toronto, but Indiana is sitting at 3rd. What you are talking about is Bucks, Toronto, Philly, Boston. Okay. So
what I want to know is in Philly they have a.
You get one of these before we go live?
They're definitely.
Absolutely.
They definitely keep their injuries like under wrap. So Joel Embiid was partying, doing his damn thing in All-Star weekend. Comes back and now we haven't seen Joel Embiid.
Nah, not really.
Joel Embiid supposedly has tendonitis in his knee. What's going on with Embiid?
Yeah.
Why is he out missing? He's gonna be out against.
You know who's picked up the slack though? You know who's picked up the slack?
Yeah. Ben Simmons.
And I'm talking about
Jimmy
the new
Butler.
pickup. The new pickup.
Tobias Harris?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Tobias Harris has been balling. But, I mean, and he was balling when they had Embiid, though. Like, I don't think he's picked up any slack. He's just been doing what he's doing
right now.
I think Ben Simmons has some bigger games. But all that doesn't mean anything come playoff time if you don't have Joel Embiid. Where's Embiid? Where's Embiid? Like, this team is always... we never know what their medical staff is going to... Like, their medical staff says one thing and it's another.
Yeah, the whole Markelle Fultz thing ruined Philadelphia.
Ben Simmons.
And Ben Simmons,
and Embiid the first couple of years, like, they had a history of this. Nerlens Noel.
It's not necessarily their fault until it reaches a certain point past the time that these players should have returned.
He was day to day.
You know what I mean? He was
day to day. Like when was All-Star weekend? 3 weeks ago?
3 weeks ago, yeah. And now he's
come
out.
on, like he's still out. He was day to day. Like what are we doing here? So I want to know where he's at because I was about to.
You're good.
All right.
I'm not worried here at Rose City Sports Talk. I am the much better FIFA player.
He's not worried.
No, I ain't worried. I'm up 5-1 on aggregate.
I should have just scored when I had a chance, and then I pressed pause. But I want to know what's going on with them because that opens up the door for those other those other teams. That's gonna make it an easier run to the because what if it's the 4-5 matchup and it's Boston?
You go Boston first.
Boston, Philly.
Yeah.
Like
get it out the way. Ooh, that's the series right there. You know it is. You ain't coming back.
Boston, Philly. Without
if Boston
Embiid
Philly goes round 1, I will be disappointed because I really want that to be the Eastern Conference Finals.
So it's like,
is that rude? Is that rude?
See,
even though I want the Bucks,
this is the thing.
I want
that same thing.
I want Giannis to get MVP. I want him to have a great first round.
Yeah.
But then I want him to lose second round.
No, I want him to go in the finals. I want Milwaukee in the finals. I full on think that
I don't think Milwaukee.
If Milwaukee gets to the finals, I think they can win it all. I think they can beat Golden State. I think they can beat Golden State. They've had
against Houston, who they just lost to.
They
just lost to.
What?
Against Houston, who they just lost to. What if Houston knocks off Golden State? I'm talking about the West in general.
I'm not putting my money on.
The only Eastern Conference team that we've seen do work right now, and handedly, might I add, was Boston knocking off Golden State.
Milwaukee's beat Golden State.
Not like that. Handedly.
No, they beat Golden State handedly.
30 points.
Not 30 points, no.
30 points.
But they beat Golden State multiple times. Throughout Golden State's run, Milwaukee has always played them tough. They're the team that beat them, just knocked the win streak. Remember when they had Golden State start off the year like 23-0, 24-0 or something like that, and they had the shirts like 24-1 or 23-1, whatever many games the streak was. They had those T-shirts there and they knocked them off. So they've always been a trouble for Golden State, and I think this year, with all the shooting that they have, that they've acquired,
sir,
with Brook Lopez, with Mirotic, with Ersan Ilyasova, with Malcolm Brogdon being a 50, 40, 90 guy, with Middleton being a first-time All-Star, like they have weapons to put alongside a guy like Giannis who shooting at 58% from the field, 27 points, averaging 27 and 13, playing probably he's definitely in the top 3 in the defensive player of the year. Like this man is doing everything. Like you got the most dominant force.
But if you look at the stats, that whole team actually is stepped up.
Yeah, look at all those names I was listed off. Like that was a lot. That was deep. And they still have other contributors. Tony Snell's a contributor on that squad. Sometimes they get I didn't even mention Eric Bledsoe, who's had a
because he's kind of been outshined by Brogdon.
I mean, he got his paid though.
Yeah,
you know,
he did get paid.
He got his contract. So I mean, they made sure they locked him up. Brogdon's been money, definitely.
Shit.
What type of? I don't understand what's going on.
Shout out to De Gea. Shout out to Manchester United.
I love Milwaukee.
Okay, answer me this while we're talking about Milwaukee and we're talking about Houston. Where are you in the MVP conversation? Giannis?
I'm still with Giannis, but like as Houston creeps up,
but James Harden, even though the streak is over, is still doing work.
Oh yeah, he's still doing work, but like as far as being in the look where he's at in the standing, like they're number 3 in the West right now.
By a half game. As of tonight, the Blazers could be number 3.
Yeah, I mean, but like I'm just saying, like they're number 3 right now, as we're talking right now, and the simple fact that team, it's just been him carrying them. So if you're able to carry your team to number 3 in the West, like that's making his case a whole lot better.
Here's why 2 weeks ago I wouldn't agree with you. Is that he was in fact the only dude there carrying, because even when CP3 first got back, he wasn't right back.
The whole streak was predicated off
but
that.
Since then, my attitude has changed. Houston looks good.
Because all the moves Daryl Morey, man.
And they've got some depth.
Fill out their roster, man. He did an amazing job.
After all the heat he took. Oh yeah, that wasn't a foul. No, that wasn't a foul.
And it wasn't even off you?
No, that was off you. It was a deflect. And a little bit of foul. After all the heat they took once you dumped Ariza and old boy, you
they made up for it. They got Austin Rivers, who plays defense. They got Shumpert, who plays great defense. They got
Oscar Rivers hitting a couple buckets
They got
too.
Fareed, who's playing.
Fareed's both ends of the court right now.
Who just came back from, like, how did New Jersey not find any minutes for him? Like, what are we doing here? Denver, just let him go. Of course, they already have a crazy amount of depth, but like, damn, they just let him go for nothing.
Yeah, Denver's got.
So like Fareed, like Daryl Morey, like it's like what a GM is supposed to do. It's like you look at I was trying to talk about the East Coast, Eastern Conference teams there, but the fact that you look at what Daryl Morey's done, where they clearly had holes on their team, and he filled every single one of them. To look at where the Lakers had, we knew they had holes in their roster, and they did nothing to fill those holes. They did a terrible job of building a team around LeBron mid-season, let alone during the offseason. They made zero tweaks. And you look at somebody like Philadelphia, Elton Brand, first-time GM. Look at all the tweaks that he's made, like to put them in a position where they can take at least in the regular season, they can have
Magic taking note from Elton Brand already, because that dude showed up and literally turned it around.
He's the executive of the year.
Oh
man.
yeah.
Like you land Tobias Harris and Jimmy. Like I still don't like the fact that they traded Landry Shamet though. Like that. Like I thought they should have been able to keep him in that deal, considering that. You had you're giving up that unprotected Miami pick in 2021, which is a valuable pick. And Tobias Harris, they knew that they weren't going to re-sign him because they're probably getting Kawhi Leonard and maybe even Jimmy Butler. I just don't think they should have given up Shamet, who on this squad with Ben Simmons, you need all the shooting that you can get for him to have as many weapons as possible. So.
No, oh man, you don't want this. He don't want it.
Garbage.
He don't want it.
But Toronto too. Like,
I was like, go back to the East because I want to talk a little bit more about the East. Even though Houston's crazy right now, and they seem like the obvious topic in the West, and they honestly seem like without a completely healthy Paul George and Russell Westbrook, the only team that can beat Golden State.
I definitely think OKC has a puncher's chance. Yeah, Paul George would be fine. He just had a little shoulder strain. Like just make sure he's right during the playoffs. Like that's all you need. But they need to be careful of who of their seeding, man, because I think they can beat. I think they'll avenge their loss from Utah last year.
If they lose tonight,
if
they lose tonight,
it's a big game tonight
against Portland. Shout Rip City. Tip-off's already happened. I'm kind of ever to figure out what's going on right now. But I had to wrap up this beatdown here. But if OKC loses tonight, they also lose home court positioning in the playoffs.
But they have multiple. They have 2 more games
against Houston first round. Away. That's tough.
That's a bad matchup.
That's tough.
Oh, they gave me a red card.
For what?
I don't know. That's a bad matchup. Because they went against that. They won 4-1.
Which gets me back to my theory that Blazers want to be the 3 seed. Why? Because we will look good against Utah, and then whoever comes out exhausted from the battle that will be OKC and Houston, I think we will have our way with. Yeah. Which then leaves Golden State.
Go to the East. I'm trying to talk about the East.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not sorry. I'll find a way to talk the Blazers. You will find a way to talk the Lakers. I'm gonna find a way to talk the Blazers. I
snuck them in there.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Toronto.
Toronto
over there with I wonder what like the matchup what scares them the most, because they're locked into that 2 seed more than likely. So they're gonna either go against either the Philly, if Philly gets there. To the number 3 seed or Boston. I don't think Boston has enough. I think it's either Philly or Indiana, but I don't think Indiana is going to stay in that.
Now that we're swinging back around to the East, I do want to touch on Boston.
It's going to be interesting. But can Philly beat Toronto in a 7-game series?
Philly definitely would beat Toronto in a 7-game series. Why?
Who's the best player? Who's the best player on the court?
Toronto is even more
series?
stacked now.
Who's the best player in the court in that series?
I mean, it's still Kawhi.
It's Kawhi.
But I feel like
they got Marc Gasol who can guard, who can possibly guard Joel Embiid. Al Horford gives Joel Embiid all the problems he can have, and Marc Gasol, he's won defensive player of the year before.
Yeah,
like it's
been a little bit of time, but yeah. So
that's an interesting matchup, man. Like it's weird, man, because Philadelphia is more talented, but I don't know if I trust them, man. I don't know. They have weird chemistry.
But you're gonna trust Toronto and wait for it. You should know which name I'm about to throw out. Kyle Lowry.
I'm trusting Kawhi Leonard.
But
I'm trusting.
He started with Kyle Lowry.
I'm trusting Kawhi Leonard. I'm trusting Kawhi Leonard, man.
I'm trusting Kyle Lowry to find a way to fuck it up.
Because the thing about what Kyle Lowry was
is garbage.
Is that you also had DeMar DeRozan, and you saw when DeMar DeRozan came back to Toronto, Kawhi snatched the ball right out of his hands and took it for the game-winning dunk because like dog, I'm just better than you. Like I took your city, I took your cookies, I took your lunch money.
Here's the thing, though.
I took your shine.
He really did,
and I can take your team further.
It's
than
a
what
smaller
you could.
market boom. That's man. I am beating that ass 7-1 on aggregate. Slide over to Instagram if you haven't already. It's Rose City Sports Talk 503. And while you're at it, YouTube, subscribe to the channel. The podcast comes to you every day on iTunes.
Like I'm Kid and Play.
I think on Spotify. I don't know. We're on some things.
Shout out to Kid and Play.
But shout out to you can't.
I was talking to IG. Man.
You talking to IG?
Yeah, I was talking. They know what's up.
IG know about Kid and Play?
Probably not.
You hope.
Class act. Let's go.
Yeah, you hope. You hope.
Google me.
Google. Oh shit.
That's a all-time classic.
That is an all-time classic. But it's not it's not the all-time classic. You know what the all-time classic is?
House Party.
No. Man, I'm talking about in movies. No, period. We've had this conversation.
Yeah, I know,
okay.
But I'm just saying, I mean,
that to me is still funnier.
Yeah, it's funnier, but like that's all like
it's the all-time classic.
House Party, like you can't tell me nothing about House Party. Like House Party is that movie, man.
House Party is like goofy funny.
No, we can get the
House Party.
Look, don't even look.
House Party ain't coming to America funny.
I'm not. I'm not comparing.
I am.
I'm not comparing.
You're saying it's a classic.
No, because it is a classic. Just because Coming to America
is it regular or is it classic?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
House Party is a classic. Like,
hey, big shout out to LaMichael James. Not such a big shout out.
I'm getting those digits. You know, like classic lines.
To the manager.
Way down in the jungle deep. You know, like it was a basically who didn't sneak out and go to the house party, man. Like
I'm more of a menace to society.
This is not. What are we talking about?
My Malcolm Magnesia.
Like house. Your disrespect for House Party. My best line from fucking Slept Online in that society. He was like, Kane, after he beats homeboys and he stomps him, he's like, Kane, come on, get some sense in you. Like the way he said the old man said Kane was funny.
Menace to Society is
yeah, but like House Party is a bona fide classic. So like
Menace to Society ain't.
I didn't say Menace to Society wasn't. Like this is I'm not just because you're bringing up other movies. I'm not saying that those are not classics, but like in the pantheon of movies.
But it ain't the classic.
I didn't say it was the. I never said House Party was the classic. I said it is a classic. Shit. It's a bona fide classic.
Oh.
Like I'm like, come on now. Like that is one of the best movies, and that's an 88, 89.
House Party.
It's one 88, 89, something like that.
That might be 90 on the dot.
Nah, I think that's still in the 80s, right?
You might be IMDb that shit. That might be. Okay.
Pretty sure it's 89.
Either way, you know that's the cue. This is what
they still do the dance. Like
this is what we come into.
All-time classic dance.
This is what we're gonna fade off to. Anwar just got his ass kicked 7-1.
They look. House Party told me to never put a rubber in your wallet, man, because he did a little stretch of that thing out and it snapped. Like, I'll never do that. Yo, that's sex ed right there. House Party right there, man.
Oh.
Come on. Yes.
You were not saying House Party sex education.
That is. Wake up. When he was up with Tisha Campbell in there, like shit, like who knew what was going down, man? When Clay was throwing up the rock at the window, Sherrain.
D.
And they bailed him out when he went to jail. He had his ride or die. Like, you learn everything, man. You learn about parenting, about working diligently in school, the art of peer pressure, how to deal with it, being confident, dancing, shooting your shot. Like, shoot your shot. Everything was in that movie, man. Slow dance, Dragon Breath for Loud. Make sure you got some